So Bonnie Blue's latest stunt is an absolute nightmare, and it's getting as dangerous as it is disgusting. With her travelling through the entirety of the UK on a bang bus, supposedly trying to lure university freshers in with her. The terrible usual premise from her, but I don't think she expected the next thing that would hit her would be a right hand from someone in the crowd. She's been doxxed, punched, assaulted, and also ridiculed for all of this mess. And with much more swirling in the background, we really have to ask, why is Bonnie Blue here at this point? So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I am Jake Baz, and today we're hitching a ride on Bonnie Blue's new terrible trend, the bang bus. Banging seemed to mean banging in the sense of what you used to with her, as well as being banged out by a fellow crowd member. Showing the result of how her G-toffs with over 1,000 people having certain relations with her can really affect your public persona. We also now see the insane begging and stardom that she's reached from this new documentary about her terrible escapades. And we're also going to go through some of the terrible things that she's saying to try and justify all of this going on. Ultimately, proving why in every single sense she needs to be gone far away from any form of social media. We've got a lot to cover, so if you enjoy the vid at any point, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you're not. It helps the channel out a lot, and I would love to have you back for more calamities such as this tripe. I'm sure it's impossible if you've been on social media for at least 1 second to not know who she is, but if you don't, she's a content creator who is an adult star who rose to fame around last year for all of her horrible stunts that she was doing around inviting people to so-called meet and cheats, where she would invite loads of random men to go and bonk her, as she says, and that was perfectly normal in society. From this, she garnered so much attention, fame, notoriety, to the point where now she's got documentaries and all of the certain different newspapers are covering her almost on a daily basis. Her last escapade she did was when she slept with over 1,000 men, and that was filmed and recorded into a documentary which released, which was terrible. And since then, she ended up getting quieter and quieter on the app, and I presume it was because she was planning her next thing, and her next thing turns out to be this horrible bang bus, which is just hilarious. So if you're wondering where she went, because I was, this is what she came out with.
Freshers, the Bonnie Blue bang bus is going to be starting at the top of the country and going all the way down. I want to visit every university, see how many barely legals I can fit in the Bonnie Blue bang bus. And of course, I'm going to be your and give you so many more lessons.
I think that adds a bit of an extracurricular sort of aspect to any form of university life that anyone's going through. But it's a typical stuff. She's back to the basics, because if you do remember, she actually blew up doing the exact same sort of thing, which ended up with her getting banned in Australia because of all of the antics that she was doing with barely legal freshers. I think this is a tactic from her to try and appeal to an audience which is one of predators who are looking for this sort of barely legal stuff, as well as with people that are coming up in age and getting to that point. Because once you turn 18, you could go and see Bonnie Blue for a good time in the bang bus. This was then followed by some absolutely great promotion, because you're wondering what the bang bus might be. Well, it's not a bus, it's a very limited van with a lot of limited space, so it's not really a bit of a big bang bus for everyone to come in, is it, Bonnie? Seems to have banged a load of gang members, and then also she finished quite quick, didn't she? She already had pants on within 5 seconds. I just love how she's got it fully decaled. Everyone is going to be seeing this in public. It was clearly a massive publicity stunt from her, and well, it worked so well. I also found on social media the actual person who wrapped the car showing it off, which is weird.
Hello, my name is Jamie at Prestige Graphics, and you might wonder why this vehicle behind me is rocking. Let's go take a look.
Christ, they're giving it a bit of a right going there, aren't they? It's lasted so long. I have no clue how they managed to get the decal on the actual van when it was going like that the entire time. But I really hope they're proud with this beautiful creation that has led to Bonnie Blue having some sort of chair in there. What? So it's a bang bus, but it doesn't even have a bed in it? How's that going to work, Bonnie? Have you really thought this whole thing through? Because yeah, look, it's just 2 back seats. It's a sofa. A very badly done sofa. This is going to bring a whole new dimension to fake taxi, isn't it? And the main thing for me is that, well, it's not even a bus. How are you doing this bang bus when it's not even a bus, Bonnie? And she also promoted it with this marketing material here, which shows meet and greet tour for freshers of what she's doing with loads of different dates. Turns out about 10. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, that's not the entirety of the UK. There's like 150 unis. So when she was saying at the start, I want to come all across the UK. No, you don't. You want to go where you earn money. That's right, innit? But yeah, this big bang bus seems to just be promotion, which she will then use, I presume, on her content site to promote her actual meet and greet tour that she was doing, and it led to so many insane and weird moments. Like, I learned about this here when I saw that she was driving around in a van around somewhere local to me, obviously doing that. I wonder what she could possibly mean by going like that in front of everyone. I can't believe I've just done that. But it's clear, and I'll be fair to her, it's a pretty good marketing gimmick. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and it is also something that she will be going around everywhere with, so I imagine she wants it to be nice and comfortable, especially if she's going to be bonking in the back of it. But I don't think she actually realised how much of a trouble it would create by doing this. And the trouble did end up light-hearted at first, like, for example, getting someone's dad in trouble.
Hi, Susie. I think we should share your husband.
Not a chance. Susie, I love you.
Well, you seem to love Susie that much that you're wrapping your hand around Bonnie Blue and also getting a nice photo and video opportunity with her. That doesn't sound like very much, does it? I mean, if you're in a committed relationship, I don't think the best thing you could do is go up and try and fangirl over Bonnie Blue of everyone. I'm sure that'll send the wife going absolutely schizo. And then part of her promotion, we even get, like, spend a day in her life with Bonnie Blue while she goes on her brilliant, amazing tours. Which, with all of this going on, it really makes you question how low social media has got when you see reactions like this.
Leeds tonight. Last time I went to Leeds, I stayed in an Ibis budget and I could barely afford my taxi back. But very different circumstances this time.
Look, you see, Bonnie, this is why you end up getting an actual bus, because that might help you as opposed to a little tiny van. But I just can't get over, throughout the entirety of all of this, the actual stardom and fame that she gets. Like, there's hundreds of literal 18-year-olds there, all smiling, all ready and wanting to take photos with her. And when she's such a disgusting person, how has this been normalised to the point where people see her as some sort of social media star, when in fact she's a massive gremlin?
15 minutes late, so I'd say that's good going. Oh, and apparently people have been coming up to the receptionist saying, apparently Bonnie Blue's staying here. But the receptionist has been really good and said, we're not sure, but obviously I am at this hotel.
About to head out in Leeds, and we've got the most perfect car parking space right underneath Leeds University, so uni students enjoy wanking over me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the first thing a university student's going to do when they see a Bonnie Blue Bang Bus fan. They're just going to start joking it. I mean, I know her fans are insane levels of gooners, but I think just seeing a blue van and doing that might be a little bit too far. But she's genuinely spawn camping. Like, why is she doing this? We've really got to this point that there's hundreds upon hundreds of freshly 18-year-olds lining up to try and see Bonnie Blue. Actually, thinking about it, considering they're not trying to bonk her at this point, that's quite a normal thing for Bonnie Blue. If anything, it's a bit of a step down from what she's usually doing, but signing a shirt and then throwing it in the crowd and it's like everyone is trying to go for it. It's a signature of Bonnie Blue. It's not really a Picasso we got going on here. It's a freshest tour with a predator who has then signed a t-shirt with her own name on and thrown it in the crowd. It's nothing special.
As many t-shirts as possible. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Upper, how are you, mate?
I'm good.
You little tar, you.
I know, proper tar. Get a t-shirt. Hi.
Oh my God! Bonnie Blue! It's Bonnie Blue! Bonnie Blue t-shirt, t-shirt, t-shirt. Thank you, yes! Bonnie,
What's happening, you tart? How's it going, you tart? This is why it's so damaging. An 18-year-old's just popped up to her and said straight away, oh, you tart. Like, you tart is not a good thing to say. So what she creates does end up having some negative consequences in the world, whether people like it or not. But it's just baffling that she's getting this form of attention, fame, and stardom from what she is doing, which boils down to essentially shock value corn.
Weatherspoons was good, a little bit chaotic, could have done with a bit more space, but everyone was really nice, gave out t-shirts and lots of shots, so hopefully I didn't get the 18-year-olds too drunk. But yeah, good night, I'm gonna head to bed. No. Oh, most importantly, next stop, Sheffield.
Well, I'm glad she had a nice sit down at the end of the night after getting a load of teenagers to scream her name. And you might think at this point it kind of is a little bit lighthearted, silly, dumb, if anything. And it is to an extent, but it gets much worse because of the fallout of everything that she's doing. And people start to think, well, it's Bonnie Blue, let's act like she's Bonnie Blue. And it genuinely got to a point where there were public statements going on around what you should act like around Bonnie Blue, which is baffling. Starting off with one of the places in her tour, Nottingham, where a caution has been released prior to her appearance because of what everyone was going to be doing around Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue's come out, she said, well, yeah, I want to bang a load of freshers, this is the entire point of it, and turns out that's not what it is it? But every single person who has seen the sort of stuff that she's been posting is going to think that. They're going to think they've got a chance, they're going to think that this is the one moment that they get to go near Bonnie Blue, and it brings out all of these cretins and weirdos that then love this sort of thing. And these tours, such as this one, the Wildest Freshers Night, are available on Skiddle for $11.25, and the occasion featured interactive minigames, high-energy DJ sets, and opportunities to make new acquaintances. Is that where we turn in the Bonnie Blue thing now? Or if you're interested in Bonnie Blue, everyone get together and let's meet and we can have friendships. I don't think I could ever have a friend where the unifying thought process of finding them is by going to a Bonnie Blue Freshers event and then seeing them there. But with all the worry of what she was posting and saying around this event, the actual organisers had to come out and say this. Skiddle has released a warning to attendees stating no sexual behaviour will be permitted at the event. That kind of defeats the entire point of what Bonnie Blue's going for, right? No? But I guess that's the entire point of what she is doing, because it's all meant to be a big marketing stunt to bring people to her, so I guess it's just meant to be is what it is. It's just a meet and greet, innit? Well, you're not saying that on your social media platforms, and that's because you want everyone to think that they've got a chance with you. Important notice, the event is a safe space for all. No sexual behaviour is permitted inside the venue. Respect others and enjoy the party the right way. It's a safe space for all, but then you invite someone called Bonnie Blue, who is notorious for bonking freshly legal 18-year-olds and also just being a horrible stain on social media. It's fine. It's a safe space. Everyone stand up because it is a safe space. That's why Bonnie Blue's there, to make it safe. It's just hilarious to see them even try and paint it any other way than what it is. It's just Bonnie Blue's gone out and she's trying for a cash money grab, and they're doing the exact same thing by promoting her. I just don't understand why people are giving her the platform, but the fact that they have to go out and say that really shows the type of people who are going to be bumping in and talking and conversing with this Bonnie Blue stuff. Throughout the entirety of all of this, she keeps going on social media and saying, well, I'm coming to this city, I want freshly legals to bonk me, that sort of thing, and well, obviously that doesn't come across as very nice, and people started clocking onto it because they were like, well, this seems a bit fake. One of them is this guy called Jack Roworth, who really tried and see Bonnie Blue, which is a level of degeneracy I don't even want to go down.
Right, so I'm here at Lincoln Uni now. I'm not even buzzing. Mum's life, I'm not buzzing. I've come here to see Bonnie Blue and she's not turned up. So I've come 40 miles from where I live.
40 miles and she's not turned up. Maybe the problem is the person who is travelling 30 or 40 miles to a university campus to try and meet Bonnie Blue. I think they might be the problem. This is where free will really becomes an actual detrimental factor in society, when you've got people like that doing this.
And this is the second time she's done this. It's happened before and it's happened again. Bonnie Blue, you're no good. Boring. Stop boring with us. You know what I mean? We've come here. We've come about 40 miles. We have. Not even buzzing.
Stop wasting this poor man's time. Well, maybe stop chasing a cheat while you're trying so hard. Also, with it being the second time that it's done it, that really shows that maybe if they didn't come the first time, they might not come the second time, and you should stop crying about it. But he was really trying, this guy, bless him, and it really shows the type of people that are going round those areas.
Has anyone seen Bonnie Blue? I'm here for Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue, where are you? Bonnie Blue. I'm here for Bonnie Blue in Lincoln. Has anyone seen Bonnie Blue? Oh, yes.
Genuinely, what is the internet at this point? So despite this guy really trying to get her, which is a sad state of affairs itself, it really shows that Bonnie Blue might not have been doing what she said she was going to be. She said she's going to be going around bonking people, and she's not doing it this time. And it made people question, is this entire thing just yet another publicity stunt that she's done like in the past, where she's lied about doing multiple different things to try and get attention on social media? And well, she cleared it up with this, saying, seems like someone got nervous because I didn't see you there last night. I know a virgin when I see one. Unfortunately, Bonnie Blue, when she sees a virgin, she wants to suck the life force out of them, so it's not really a good thing to be saying, Bonnie. But no, she is there, she is conversing with people, but she is doing it in a form to get attention and to do some sort of like weird meet and greet where she gets paid for it, as opposed to actually, you know, caring about doing this stuff, this big stuff that she has said she's done for ages. She's not out there bonking all the younger people, she's just pretending that she's doing it for attention. Meanwhile, throwing away a load of shirts so everyone could see how famous she is. But the fame and the stardom was absolutely baffling, looking at all of the amount of people that were so shocked and amazed that she's there at these venues, even though she said she was going to be there, and she's just taking selfies with people. Highlighting, as I said, the problem with how we see social media stars nowadays. Just because they've got a big number on social media and everyone talks about them, that means you got to go and meet them and see them. No matter how wrong they've done, they're right in your eyes if you got to pay money to go and say hi to them. But of course, with all of the warnings, all of the troubles that were potentially coming up and showing their way with this terrible little scam that she's doing, there was bound to be someone who would take it way over the edge, and this happened, unfortunately, just a couple of nights ago, where she ended up getting smacked round the head.
Notorious adult film star Bonnie Blue was reportedly punched in the face by a woman at one of her events as the night descended into chaos.
Obviously, I don't condone for anyone to go and do this, but the fact that people are doing it in itself, only a couple of days into her actual tour, really shows the amount of resentment that a lot of people have, especially women, as it turned out to be a woman that did this, around what she does. She's really misogynistic, she puts a terrible stain on women, and she also pushes back women by years on social media, by like collabing with Andrew Tate. So it's obvious that something really bad was probably going to happen from this, and it just shows that you really need to be careful what you say on the internet.
Her Bang Bus tour was in Sheffield, South Yorkshire yesterday, but videos show carnage breaking out in the early hours of the morning. Bonnie, real name Tia Billinger, entered a club at 1 a.m. for the event dubbed the wildest Freshers' Night, but 40 minutes later, an attendee reportedly punched her in the jaw.
Obviously, I can't show the punch, but it was a very clean strike. It's just terrible. I don't condone people doing this at all. It's terrible to see. But it really does add to the idea of, well, it's a wild night. It's got a lot wilder because it's got very physical.
Footage at the Sheffield venue appear to show cops tackling suspects at Onyx nightclub. In a separate video, Bonnie was seen ordering her security to get rid of a woman who said she was setting feminism back. So Bonnie previously insisted she has no plans to film herself having sex with students after driving her Bang Bus to Glasgow University.
Also shows to an extent a little bit how pathetic she can be, with someone coming up to her and saying, oh, you're a misogynist for what you're doing, you're setting women back, and her just being like, all right then, see you later, bye, because she has all the power in the convo. But it is true, she's setting people back, and it's totally fine to everyone that's around because they're all paying loads of money to go and see her, including the person that went and said that she is a misogynist. But this is something that I've also seen loads of times on social media. Unfortunately, all the clips keep getting deleted from her saying it, but she's saying that she plans to do nothing with people, but obviously she's deleting them, and I imagine she's deleting them because, well, the intention of people to come is to think that that might happen. It's the entire premise and the entire reason that she did this whole marketing stunt, so she needs to make it believable. Obviously, in this instance, it's backfired.
In an exclusive chat with the Scottish Sun, she denied she was there to film adult content and just wanted to have a good time and meet more people that would never be able to come to London to see me normally. Bonnie infamously claimed a record in January last year after she was filmed having sex with 1,057 men in 12 hours.
She just wanted to meet new people that won't have seen her because she lives in London. That is hilarious. The entire point of this is just to meet new people, right? That's why you're probably getting paid 5 figures per event. That's why. It's purely because you want to meet new people. Yeah, I wrapped a car that sticks out that everyone could see that it's the Bonnie Blue bus because I just wanted to meet as many people as I can. I'm meeting specifically freshers just because I can, and it's embarrassing. I just can't believe with everything that has been shown that she would even have a platform to be able to do this with freshers as well. These sort of companies are clearly very predatory in nature in allowing this to happen, and I think it's such a stain. And unfortunately she did get hit. I don't think violence is the answer for anything, especially in this sense, but it just shows that the way that she speaks and the way that she presents herself can bring a lot of people to be against her that would lead to something like that. Maybe that's why she's chosen the freshers stuff more than anything else. They're least likely to actually go up and actually confront her. And Bonnie definitely showed her true colours in this sort of situation and interaction, which maybe led to the point of being punched, because she said this. Another witness said a girl had said something to Bonnie about how she was setting feminism back. We were behind them in the queue and we overheard Bonnie telling her security to get those fat away from me. Yet another progressive thing: if they say you've set women back, you can call them fat, and that's perfectly fine. And to see how infallible she presents herself as this person who can't be touched or she can't be manipulated into saying certain things, just blatantly going and calling someone fat just because they disagree with you, that really shows true colours. That shows the type of nasty person that Bonnie Blue can be and is. Obviously violence is never the option or answer, but don't call someone a fat trucker and expect to not have any consequences for it. It's disgusting on her part, all because she didn't want to be challenged. And it also got even worse for her because she ended up during this tour getting doxxed. Specifically, people finding out where she's from because of some stupid post on social media, and then leading to everyone coming to her apartment. As the 26-year-old adult entertainer's name and hotel address was published on Facebook after Lincoln takeaway joint The Smoking Goat shared a photo of a Just Eat receipt that included the details. Oh dear, they've had an order from Bonnie Blue during the time that she's there, and then they've just posted it to try and be funny and caused an absolute ruckus. The receipt contained a cheeky note supposedly from the customer stating, "You know I love a good bit of meat, so this better be good." Great, world famous Bonnie Blue has ordered to your takeaway, so you just go and post the entire receipt from her, showing exactly where she is and then doxing her. Several vehicles then descended on the site within an hour of the photo being published. Members of Bonnie's security team reported cars clinging to the hotel's car park and trailing their own vehicles in attempts to move the adult star's bang bus. Literally absolutely crazy, coming from a stupid post from a takeaway site in the middle of Lincoln. I think this PR stunt turned into a massive PR disaster, and it's got to be worrying for her after all of this stuff that has happened as well, that she might worry for her safety just a little bit, especially with all these cars coming in and around her. Maybe you shouldn't have done the stupid note and you shouldn't have signed it off as Bonnie Blue. That might be a bit of a problem. But how ridiculous is this entire situation that she's got doxxed, she's been attacked, she's been confronted, all in the space of a week, and it's all embarrassing for her. It's just a nightmare. But the main kicker for me is that she presented this as like some sort of tour like she was doing before with the freshers, as she did last year, but this time it is in a veil because that's not actually what's happening, and it's just some sort of university tour with a load of freshers to try and get attention on social media. And this could be made very simply shown by her actual promotions, where she linked to a website, and when you went on it, at the time there was no disclaimer, but then only a couple of days ago, after all of this backlash, a little disclaimer's been added to the top saying Bonnie will not be engaging in any sexual activity with the public. Maybe a first for her, and that has never happened in her life, but she probably is devastated by it. This to me shows that her actual past is catching up on her with everything that's going on around her, limiting what she actually can do, and then leading her to just do a stupid meet and greet tour, which clearly is doing absolute numbers for no reason other than just trying to get more subs on her OF. But she's not new to all of this fake drama and scandal to try and push herself further, just climbing up the rotting tree, such as with her pregnancy scares that she does every month like this.
I'm the girl that's slept with 1,057 men, and it's rumoured that I'm pregnant. I'm just asking for a friend, but like, how quickly do you think I'll be able to push this baby out?
I mean, hopefully never for her, because it will be like choosing 1 in a million people to actually choose who the father is. I'm sure there's no way in a million years of finding out what the actual father looks like, because they're all going to mould into one in her eyes. But no, obviously, she's not pregnant, and she needs to shut up with this stupid stuff. Oh my god. Speaking of that, you've got victims of Bonnie Blue. People who have been in these sort of videos, these meet and greets, and they've talked about about how bad the experience was or how good it was, and it turns out quite a lot of them are saying positive things because it helps the algorithm for their own content. And in a loop that feels predatory in nature, a load of people that look freshly 18 or barely 18 come out and they talk about their experiences, such as this guy here.
You are one of Bonnie Blue's 18-year-old victims.
Yes, not victim, because I enjoy it.
How did that come about?
She messaged me saying, do you want to be in a video?
What a riveting backstory. Please tell me more. Well, she messaged me, so then I ended up saying yeah. But this freshly 18-year-old man is definitely not a victim because he's on the OF grind, I presume.
Were you 18 when she messaged you? Okay.
I fucked her in a school, not an actual school.
What was Bonnie really like to with?
Fun.
Why?
It's the experience with her. She's such like a nice girl to work with.
Is it because she's just like...
Because she's like professional, she works really well, she's caring, and she knows what she's doing.
Oh great, so this victim just ended up bringing a massive sort of PR campaign towards her. Everyone should go near her and do it. It's just weird to me that she finds these people who clearly look very, very young that do OF to do this stuff. It's just grim. She clearly knows what she's doing and the type of audience that she's trying to get on her content by inviting people like this around. And as you can see, he's still around the place because he's doing the stuff around the bang bus, and I presume she's going to be having a good time with him once again. But it's just baffling to me that this is a thing, and they try and promote it in a way of one of the victims because she's 18, and it's also in a way which pushes off and gets rid of other people who are actually coming out and maybe saying, what I did was disgusting and I hate it, out of the algorithm because you've got this sort of rage bait. But you can't tell me that this guy does not look 12, and it's intentional that he looks 12. Maybe he looks a bit younger naturally, but that is going exactly for that. No one gets the Bieber trim in 2025 unless they're really either trying to hide their hairline or they're trying to look young. And I'm starting to think it might even potentially be some alleged sort of PR campaign that she's paying for people to do. I don't know if she is. I don't think she's paying people, but it just seems too timely and too right with all of the people coming out and saying that she's doing nothing wrong and she's actually a great experience to be with, such as this woman here who comes out and talks about her experience with her.
So I was recently a fluffer at one of Bonnie Blue's events, and that sounds so controversial, but I'm gonna say I actually had such a good time. I met so many people that I would never have met before, and honestly it was such a laugh, like getting to know these guys and like getting to know like what they like and what they don't like, and them talking to me about their home lives and like their wives.
Their home lives and their wives whilst they're banging Bonnie Blue. Are you sure? Are you sure that's a good experience? Yeah, I had such a good time. I met so many new people. I met so many people who were married that were then bonking Bonnie Blue, but then they've got a wife at home, so I'm sure she's happy with it. For everyone confused, a fluffer is usually someone who is involved in the sexual acts of filming of something of the likes of what Bonnie Blue does, so she is one of them as well. But it's just crazy. I'm glad she had a good time, but I'm not buying it.
It was just like, it was a really nice experience. I don't know if I would like hurry back to be a fluffer again, but I would definitely not say like no if the opportunity arose. I think I was a pretty good fluffer, to be honest.
So she had the best time. It was worth it. And both of these people clearly show to me that it's just some sort of terrible little circle jerk that they're all doing trying to make it feel better. Realistically, with the things that Bonnie Blue does with the amount of people that she sleeps with for shock value sort of corn is terrible, and it's not something that should be replicated, which people are obviously going to try and do to try and one-up her. And it's sets a terrible stain on women with all of the other things that she says. So for everyone to be coming out, yeah, we had a good time with her, she's really good. Well, how about everything else that she says that puts everyone back? For example, here, I think she's trying to gaslight herself in this recent interview that she did to try and say that, well, she doesn't bring stuff around the home, so I guess it's fine.
I mean, certainly like bringing punters into the home. I'm guessing you probably wouldn't do that.
No. Like even now, I never film at home. I always film at a venue, and I have filmed at home before, but I no longer enjoy that. I was like, no, I know what my home is. You know, I want to keep my home, and I want to be able to separate from that. And not that I've ever needed that separation, but I'd always liked the fact if I needed it, I'm not somewhere where I think, you know what, I've just been gangbanged on this sofa. It's a separate place, and I can, if I need a break, I've got the opportunity to have that.
If I need a break, I don't have to look at a sofa and think I've done stuff on that sofa, even though she's already done stuff at home, so she'll be seeing it all like PTSD flashbacks. But she's done nothing wrong. She's got that space. That's why she got the Bonnie Blue Bang Bus to come up to do this stuff. And you all need to lay off her, because she never does anything wrong. But despite this, one of the things that she is doing wrong recently is she ended up going round at the start, before her tour, doing a tour of certain different footballing venues. So she was doing football stuff and she was getting filmed doing it, and everything that she says is just bullshit.
Can you tell us why did you come down today?
Well, it wouldn't be a proper tour of the UK if I didn't start off in Scotland. So
Why did you come to Ibrox?
there's loads of boys, so why would I not be here?
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to the football because there's loads of lads there. I'm sure the main reason is it because there's also loads of cameras there and they'll all film you doing it.
What's your plan here? Are you handing out t-shirts?
I mean, handing out t-shirts, condoms, consent forms, and I'm here with the Bang Bus, so it's going to be a perfect day.
Handed out consent forms, but as we said, she has already said that she's not doing anything, then confirmed it to this exact newspaper. She's not doing anything sexual with anyone around the Bang Bus. So she's just clearly lying there because it gets attention from everyone. It's clearly perfect rage bait from her, and it really does work.
Are you going to do uni stuff later on today, or?
Yes, I'll be visiting Glasgow University.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Would you like a t-shirt?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh. Bye.
Look, you see there we have a real reporter. He pied off a t-shirt. I think it's because he didn't want to look like a right gooner on camera. That might be the main reason. But let's just say we had a moral win here. And then once again, because there's a load of like gammons, 50-year-old men who are all losers that will be seeing this sort of stuff, she is like a local celebrity again, and it draws crowds and everyone comes to see it. Like, as you can see, she's being chased around by so many people. Everyone is coming up to her, taking photos of her. It's baffling to me that you even see this. Like, it's Bonnie Blue, for God's sake. Everyone knows what she's like. This is why is this a thing? Why are people going up to her? She is not a celebrity. She is a corn star, and one that sets back everyone, not only who does that sort of stuff, but also every woman with the sort of violent and terrible things that she says. Such as here where she's talking about how she would recommend what she does to other people who are in her family, including her children.
What would you think about your son having sex with a future Bonnie Blue, aged 18?
Oh,
losing his virginity?
Yeah, no, I'd be recommending it.
You'd be recommending it?
100%. 18-year-olds, when they lose their virginity, it's an unsafe environment. They've probably been drinking. They're under the influence. They haven't discussed consent. They haven't discussed the choking, the hair pulling and all of that. And that could be damaging for him.
But you know what could be more damaging? Having someone like you teach someone for their first time. Because that would be a proper stain on their permanent record, and if any of their mates find out about it, it's over for them. They're never coming back to school. That's it. This is clear for sure, and I imagine that she's just blatant lying there, because there is no way that she looks at what she does and she thinks that, oh yeah, I'd love to have my kids in the future do that with someone else. That's just not true, is it? You're never going to have the best time of your life doing a 1000v1 and being 600th in queue to lose your V. And one of the worst signs of when you know that she has gone too far, there is a group called the Bop House, who were on my previous video, who basically are very predatory themselves, talking about Bonnie Blue and what she does, and actually thinking that even that's a little bit too far for them.
Like, I don't do anything crazy on my site.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about somebody like Bonnie Blue? Are you guys supportive of that, or is that something for you guys that might be crossing the line?
I think that, like what I said earlier, like every person is their own adult and they can make their own decisions. I personally think that she is tarnishing a lot of the image, because what she's doing is like really insane.
Bear in mind, these are the people who did a OF Creator Content House and invited a 17-year-old round. So when you're doing that sort of stuff, you could sort of say, well, she is in a totally different level of corn. All of these also lie about their age and like wear braces when they don't need to wear them. So yeah, it's really bad at it when you got people like that saying stuff like this.
And I think she is doing it also just for clicks, because there's no way. There's just no way. Yeah. There's just no way. That's crazy.
And they bang the nail on the head with this Bonnie Blue situation. It is all for attention and fame, and it's clearly all fake and curated now. Like before, you could maybe make the argument that, well, yeah, it is it's not scripted or it is done impromptu, that sort of thing. But it's very evident now with her even saying there is nothing to do with sex happening, that this is literally fake. But then she still gets all of the flowers, even though she damages everyone, including herself, so much with the things that she says, such as these. Starting off with how she would talk to her kids and tell them what she actually does.
You know, depends how long, if I'm no longer in the industry, how much is still out there, how much I'm still being spoken about, how much I would have to disclose. I definitely would want to disclose everything. I'd never want anyone telling my children or surprising them with what I do. I'd want them to hear it from me. And that's sort of how I deal with my family at the moment. Anything I plan to do or anything I do, they hear it from me.
That must be a terrible, awkward and embarrassing conversation to have with someone, finding out what she's actually doing that day. Oh, what are you doing, love? Oh, I'm just, I'm sorting out the fence and then I'm going to go to work at a retail job. Oh, I'm getting railed by 1,057 men. That's a stinger. That's a kicker. That's something that's going to stay with you for quite a while, isn't it? She then also goes to talk on about a documentary of what she's done and the actual premiere of it and how damaging it really did look to her, despite her saying that everyone's fine and happy with what she's doing in a family.
Even with, I did a documentary recently and it showed a lot of facts. It showed a lot of the gangbangs, a lot of the things I get up to. And I actually took my family to the screening. And some of the journalists was disgusted that I'd taken my family there.
I wonder why they would be disgusted that you've taken your family to something like that. It's not like it's going to be showing you having 1,057 men. I think that's a little bit bad. I think that might be something that would make you think as a parent.
And it was hard to watch it with them, for sure. It was.
Did you know it was going to be as explicit as it was?
I'd watched a rough edit and I knew there was going to be sex in there. I did not know it was going to be as explicit as it was. And I was thinking during it, like I was sat next to my dad, my grandma was there, my mum, my sister, her boyfriend. And there was times where I couldn't look at the screen. I had my head down.
Well, so there's nothing wrong with what you do, power to it, but yeah, your parents are seeing it, you got to look away. And I don't know how her parents were even there. I don't know why she brought them there. That must be the most embarrassing thing in the world. Especially when you know what's going to be in there. Why would you bring your parents to look at it as a venue, as a first time screening? That might be the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
I just felt a bit sick. And it wasn't because of what I'd done. It was just this is the first time my family have really been exposed to this right now, and they're sat front row in like this cinema room and they've got journalists behind it. Like, I always want to protect my dad. Like, my dad is super sweet and I don't wrap them in bubble wrap at all. They're fully aware of what I do and to the extreme, and they're fully supportive.
Well, they're fully aware now, aren't they? It's just I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around imagining and seeing that happen before my very eyes. And I imagine all of the reporters that were there were equally as baffled as she said. She can have this sort of positive look. Her parents can accept what she does, but can her parents really accept what she does to the extent of how she does it? Like, no matter what you think about sex work, it is evident that you can do what you want with your body. And with what she's doing, she is totally degrading herself. And then with the things that she says on top of it, such as stuff that we've gone through now and what we will do later, it just really adds and complements how bad of an experience she is on the internet. How much she puts women down, how much she makes them seem like they're just an object to a man, which then men will take, I finally got a woman actually speaking some sense. She's just terrible. And I mean, it's only a bit justifiable that she's having to cringe out at what she's done.
If I had a daughter, I would explain, look, if they wanted to do that, I would not disown them. I wouldn't be like, no, don't do it. Like I said, the main reason I got into it originally was money. Yes, that has shifted, but they would have so much money and so much opportunity to do anything they wanted. And not many people are like me, so I can't imagine my daughter would want to do it.
Imagine if Bonnie Blue's daughter takes up the mantle for this. This would be generational. And then she goes there and shows that it's all for money at that point. So then what is it now? Now that she's had loads of her channels banned, now that she has to do certain things such as go out to these meet and greets and do these desperate attempts where she gets assaulted and has problems happen to her, what does she want to do now? What does she do now? And obviously it's all still money oriented to her. And that's why you see all the rage bait and all the terrible stuff which is seen as rage bait, but people will actually believe that's what she says, such as here where you get the perfect example of Bonnie Blue.
I think it makes you a better partner, because then you can come home, deal with your wife's whinging, you can get on with looking after the kids, and you can still do that part of your life, but you're just sneaking off elsewhere to get pleasured.
Oh, like what? Yeah, so cheating's fine. Cheating's totally fine, and I'm sure she's really happy with that. Her boyfriend clearly was until he ended up divorcing her because of all of the stunts that she was doing. It's just crazy that she goes out and she says this stuff and then she expects no consequences for her actions. She doesn't see the ignorance, and in fact, what she does and what she's saying recently is that she thinks she's being inclusive and she's actually bringing a positive step to society with all of the scandalous stuff that she does.
I knew it was, I guess, groundbreaking because it's realistic, it's relatable. My subscribers can watch that and go, my looks like that, my body looks like that, I last 9 seconds like them as well. Would you recommend me to your dad?
My dad, family, friends, everyone.
Losing virginity can be so intimidating as well. And I was like, I want to give them a good experience. I want them to have a good time in the bedroom. And the fact I was able to offer them that, I was like, I'm basically a community worker.
Yeah, believe it or not, she's not only saving people by saying, oh, I actually do last 90 seconds. Well, that's great. I feel so included in this situation. But also that she's a community worker because of the service she does. So what we're saying there then is that, well, we need to all bow down to her because she's helping our society for the better. I can tell you my society is not being helped one bit by having her there. And I really hope that she gets deleted off social media for all of the stuff she's doing. Like you're telling me, accommodating and coming up to this sort of OF stuff is really social worker-like, such as here.
Weirdest DM. It was probably a dad messaged me and he's like, oh, because I saw it as like a son and dad, I was like, perfect, because I really like that. But his request is like, please can my son sleep with you? So to start with, I was like, yeah, 100%. He's like, because he's recently come out gay and he wanted me to turn his son back.
Oh, great. She's a community worker because she's solving gay people. She has beaten the system. But even this is too much for her, showing how good her moral stance is.
And I was like, no, like that is not okay.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm ever going to reject a father and son.
He's not.
Yeah, usually I'm
he's
like,
not going back, honey.
No, he is not going back. If he's come out, he's staying out.
Oh my goodness. That sucks. I feel bad for the son. Actually.
I know, I do.
I feel really bad.
So the only time that she won't take a father-son duo is during one of them being gay. Okay, not what? So she'll have both of them together in the same room whilst they're doing stuff with the same person. That's totally fine, acceptable. But one of them being gay and trying to turn them back, no, that's way too much. But there's a rare example of her like leaning towards some sort of rights, because obviously being gay is not a problem. And I think the only reason that she's actually done this and said this is because it's towards a man. And if it was towards a woman, I think she would accept it differently, because she is a massive misogynist. For me, this entire scandal is just like a massive calamity at this point, and it really needs to be addressed to the form of what she's doing. She's looking in a mirror and needs to realise the amount of harm and damage that she's doing to younger people by presenting herself in this way, but I don't think she ever will, and I think she'll continue to be this terrible stain on the platform. I just hope after this tour, she never comes back. But if you want to be on the Bang Bus too, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not. I would love to see you back. I've been Jet Baz, and I'll see you later. Take care.